guys, to another episode of World War Marvel. As you hopefully know, I'm your channel host, or maybe new, know now because you're a new member and follower, subscriber of Blackfyre Productions. I'm your host, Adam, and today I have with me
Ian.
And we have a very, very exciting situation on hand. I was lucky enough to be given a early review box of Marvel Crisis Protocol from Atomic Mass Games. So we are today going to go through this box, Ian and I, because Ian's going to help me paint some of these guys and put them together. So we're going to go through the box, take a look at some of the models that are, well, unbuilt.
So he couldn't wait a single day to do a proper unboxing.
No, I couldn't. I was home alone, all by myself, and this box was haunting me. This box of very beautiful models that I am super, super excited to get my hands on and to get in gaming with. But yeah, so I couldn't wait a day to do a proper unboxing.
We have a half unboxing, but that will allow us to show you how it comes in the box.
That's right.
How it looks when it's put together.
That's right. So Ian, you know a little bit about modeling and stuff like that because your background is basically like I guess more of an arts background, right? I just play games and he plays more games than I do, so like I'm gonna rely on you to tell me what type of how they built these guys. Like I know there's different styles, like is it hips?
I think they're using high impact polystyrene for this game, which is, I think, a good move.
Yeah.
That's the plastic that GW uses, and a lot of companies are moving towards HIPS plastic.
Yeah. So. Oh, okay. See, and like that's what I'm saying. Like I have no idea. You have a little bit more information than I do. So I'll probably rely on you for that because like I just like the looks of the models. I'm just gonna put them together. But this box, I think it's roughly Canadian. I think it's going for 130, 140 Canadian. Comes with 10 models in it. As well as a whole bunch of terrain, which is great. And like, there's things about this terrain, and I'll show you because I built some already that I absolutely love compared to other games I've played. You know, this game, the terrain is interactive, so you can pick it up and throw it. Or I saw from a stream online, if you're using the Incredible Hulk, he can pick up a car, let's say, and use it as like a weapon, so like he gets extra damage based off the size of the vehicles and that. But yeah, the terrain is fantastic. It's done very well and clean and crisp, and everything is just like the actual models themselves. But yeah, so you get your dice, your range rulers, your everything in here.
And scale for this game?
Scale is 40 millimeters, as far as I am aware.
So a little bigger than the standard miniatures?
Yes. But you know what? I like it, though, because it gives you that much more room to work, you know what I mean, and play with the model and the paint and everything else. So it's pretty cool. I have a board set up in front of me as well today, because what I'm going to do, what we'll do after doing the unboxing and with the models that I've already built, I'm going to show you the size of the models, so the scale of the models, I guess, when compared to O-gauge model railway terrain kits. Because I know some people on like the Marvel Crisis Protocol Facebook group, I shared a table that I set up on there, and they were asking what terrain I had and stuff like that. And so I'm just going to show that off as well, so they can sort of see like the scale of the actual miniatures to the scale of the terrain that I'll be using. So yeah, I think from there, should we just start cracking and get right into the box?
I think we should.
I think we should. Oh, I already got into the box.
You can act surprised. I'll be genuinely surprised.
I'll be happy. Like, I'm already grinning ear to ear because like I've been waiting some time for this style of game. And so thank you, Atomic Mass Games, for sending a review copy to us here at Blackfyre Productions. It has a very nice, loving home right here. Anyhow, let's get right into this box, and then we'll come back afterwards and we'll discuss what our thoughts were of the models and stuff like that. All right? See you in a second. All right, guys, so here we are. Marvel Crisis Protocol miniature games by Atomic Mass Games. This is the box. It is a lovely, lovely box. The artwork on the front is fantastic, in my opinion. And you can tell what heroes/villains you're getting right from there, right away. So, Ian, I've already opened this. So why don't you do us the pleasure? Go ahead. Crack that sucker open.
Here we go.
Yes.
Do you want to show the back of the box first?
Yeah, show the back of the box, actually. That's pretty cool. So,
spin it.
Just
and
and spin it again. So just move it back just a tad there. Yeah.
Blue.
Yeah. So you can see over here we have all the different actual models that you'll be using. But this picture down here actually shows off everything that comes in the box. So you'll have a Daily Bugle newsstand. You'll have 2 dumpsters. You'll have 4 lights slash stoplights, 2 cars, which one does come with a taxi thing on top of it.
Nice.
Well, they both come with one. There's lots of neat little things that come in this box.
So like
just
cool
additional
scatter terrain in there.
Yeah, like there's actually garbage cans that come in here. There's little pieces of stuff, and you can see it here on the back of Captain Marvel's base. There's like a bottle down there. That actually is a piece that you can sort of like a decorative piece for bases and that, but we'll show you that here in a second. So why don't we crack this big bad boy open first off. This has everything you need to play in the actual box itself. So first off, this is learn to play rules, okay? This does not have all the rules for playing the entire game. You do have to download the PDF. So this will get you started, but how you take your crisis cards, like the objective cards and stuff like that, and make your deck and everything, that is in the PDF. I think that's basically the only.
So this is like a rules like overview, and then there's a full rules reference that you can download.
That's right. So I'll throw the link for the full download in the description of this video. So
quick reference on the back.
Exactly, which is super fantastic. Breaks down everything. So you have the attack sequence, the power phase, the activation phase, cleanup phase. In the book itself, again, there are everything like. Sorry, go out to the very front for a second. These are the rules section. No, it's all good, dude. So it's going to break down all the cards. It's going to go over the basics of the game. It's really crisp, like semi-gloss, finish on there. That's fantastic. So it will do the basic breakdown of the game, and then as you go towards the back, you're also going to find the how to build the models, so the directions, I guess you can say, for the models, as well as a write-up on all the heroes and villains that are in this game. So we can just keep on flipping through and show off some pages and stuff. So here's the write-up of everybody, right, with the images and everything.
This is really where you want to be. You just want to go straight to the bad guys.
Yeah, is that who you want to play? Is the bad guys?
Might be.
Yes, and then these are the assembly diagrams for all the different models and that. So the interesting thing is it has no numbers like on the assembly diagrams, but there's numbers on the sprues. So I don't know if they actually match up and everything, but it's pretty neat, or pretty good in that sense. Like you can only build them one way, so it's like you're not going to make a mistake. So
does Monopose no options for them?
No, unless I guess with somebody like your talents, like I'm not very good at doing customization work and whatnot. But like somebody like yourself would be able to probably customize these a little bit and change them up. But my skill sets aren't quite there. So
there's some of the terrain.
Yeah, man, it's super awesome. So that's
with the taxi stand.
Yeah. The dumpsters, I actually like. This is something that I thought was pretty cool. So the dumpsters, they have this logo right there, which is the damage control logo from the comics and the movies. So like in Spider-Man. After the attack in New York happens and all that, and you have all the alien like technology and stuff hanging about in the movies. The Vulture and his crew were cleaning it up, but then were kicked out of the I guess like ground zero of where the alien attack happened, and the damage control team came in, that's their actual logo from the comics and stuff like that. So like it's just like little things like that sort of like have me sort of excited. You know what I mean? It's the attention to detail and everything. You have your next up, you have your cards there.
Oh, great artwork on these.
Oh my goodness. So they are 4x6 inches. They are double-sided, so you have a healthy side on this, and goes over like the stamina for each model, and then you have your movement, your height, the cost basically of the model, and then their physical defense, their energy defense, and mystic defense, and then you have your attacks and your superpowers there as well as what happens. So you have 2 sides. So basically, in the game, once you get knocked out and you suffer your first set of stamina up to that point, you're dazed, and then the next round you flip over to the injured side. And once you're injured, the second pose. Yeah, it's well, I like the details in that pose too. So and then what happens is, once you're knocked out at the injured side, you're incapacitated and taken out of the game. So like you basically have double. So you got your Baron Zemo, you got your Black Widow there, which I'm thinking at a later date, what I can do is I'll just go into discussions and talk about these models and show you what they do and everything. But for right now, it's just a quick little overview, so you can see what everything looks like. I just want to play this game, Doc Ock, Iron Man. Oh man. So this is actually something pretty cool too. Is when you flip some of these over, they change. So like stats will change,
Statistics or they'll get abilities change.
Abilities change. So flip Iron Man's over. So he has on this side when he becomes injured, he now has Unibeam where he didn't have Unibeam beforehand. So it's like him taking all the energy and like shooting it out all at once. Captain America gets a new superpower, which helps boost up his defense. You know what I mean? So like there are changes from injured and healthy sides. Ultron is pretty cool. He is such a big model too, like so cool. But Baron Zemo, I did a test game with Mike, which for some of our older viewers might have seen him on other videos that we've done for other systems and that. And Mike was using Captain America, Captain Marvel, and Iron Man. I was using Ultron, Baron Zemo, and Red Skull. And Zemo, oh my goodness, he is good in the game. So is Captain Marvel, though. Like Captain Marvel, oh, and that Unibeam from Iron Man. So you have your 170 tokens. I don't know what these tokens are for yet, the Hail Hydra ones. I don't know if they're like objective tokens. I haven't opened them up. Let's take the plastic off, shall we?
Yeah, let's.
Let's do it. I want to see both sides. Got some clippers here. I'm just going to poke these and not cut things. There we go. Rip into it. Yeah. Let's rip into these tokens. All right. So let's see what we have. So this is the damage round counter and victory point counter. So once you hit 16 victory points, I believe they're called victory points in this, then you win the game. These are different scenario tokens. So these would be civilians, sometimes
some
based off.
bystanders in there.
Yeah. Then you have your cubes, cosmic cubes, and I believe those are damage tokens, and these are power tokens. I'm not sure what those are. But
Probably
yeah,
mission specific.
Yeah, I'm assuming mission specific as well. And then you'll see more damage tokens as well on there. Yeah, these are definitely going to be like scoring things. You
Victory
know what I mean?
points,
Victory
yeah,
points and
depending which
stuff
side
like
you're
that.
on.
Exactly. And these are different, like, that's probably
Status effects?
Status effects. So I'm thinking stunned, bleeding.
Is there prone or falling?
I can't remember. Well, let's look at the book. Where's the book? It tells.
Back up.
Yeah. So the status effects we got. Oh well, that's good. Where are they? They are in here somewhere. They're the very last page
I'll
of.
give everybody a preview of the sprues coming up while we flip through rule books, because flipping through rule books is not exciting video.
No, it doesn't have all of them. It could be stagger or stun, one of the two. So that's what those could be. But you got 170 tokens, more than what you'll probably need. So here are the sprues for some of them. So you got Doc Ock. That is Doc Ock. Just bring it down a little bit here. There you go. There you go. So we got Doc Ock here with his, flabby muscular glory. I sort of, wish to be him one day.
He works on exercising his brain.
That's right. That's right.
He made mechanical arms so he doesn't have to hit the gym.
He doesn't need to hit the gym. No. He's smart that way. Let something else do all the heavy lifting. So that's Doc Ock. Again, I haven't built any of the evil ones because Ian's going to be building and painting the evil guys for me, so we can hopefully get these up and running a little bit sooner as I work on the good models.
We've got pieces of Ultron coming back.
There we go. Yeah.
Flipping the other side.
That's all of Ultron. So that's pretty cool, actually, with these sprues. You'll actually get doubles of some parts. I have fat, short, stubby hands. And so, like, working on some of the smaller pieces, like Black Widow and that, I was dropping pieces. And so I'm, like, so thankful that there were certain pieces that were doubles. Because, like, I was like, I'm going to lose them. Because I just couldn't hang on to them properly and get them into place. So you do have some doubles on here. And you'll have some leftover bits and stuff like that. It's just like Red Skull. He has, like, multiple cosmic cubes that he can hang on to. Or Tesseract orbs. And so, like,
Let's get to the rest of
you don't need them all. So, yeah. Yeah, let's get the models.
Okay.
Yep.
Here we have, judging by the
Skull.
coat, we've got Red Skull.
Let's
If we can get it closer and get it in focus.
Oh, no. There we go. So Red Skull there. Like I said, you have a couple of cubes there, but they're both the same piece.
His tiny little head down here.
Right? So imagine if it was like a 32 millimeter game or something like that, how much harder it would be to deal with. But really, the sculpts are great. Like, I love them. I think the sculpts are... Oh, no. Wow. There we go. Yeah, the sculpts are very good. No, it doesn't want to focus. it's focusing on something else. I don't know. Either way, we'll move on. So that's
You
Crossbone.
could temporarily see that it was great.
Yeah, it's gray in greatness.
And
There we go. Crossbow. Oh,
almost.
there we go. Crossbone spew. Screw. Crossbone screw. So.
He's quite burly when you compare him to Red Skull.
Yeah. Yeah, well, but that's how he is, right? So now what type, you were saying these are hips?
Yes.
And what type of plastic again?
High impact polystyrene, which is it's a lot nicer to work with. It's easier to clean, easier to mod. It generally retains detail a little better than like a PVC plastic.
Yeah. Which PVC is like what they did Star Wars Legion with originally, but now they're coming
And they're
into
moving to hips as well.
That's right.
With the Clone Wars stuff.
That would be Baron Zemo himself. I'm super excited to see what you do with him, paint wise and stuff like that, because he is such a
I'm
good
stoked.
model.
This is a really nice model. I like the little details. His jacket looks amazing.
Yeah. So, I guess bases, because well, with the models they need their bases. This is again talking about the little details. This has me super excited. Okay, so you got Doc Ock and Ultron's base here. So
Those are hefty bases.
yes, very hefty bases. I think 50 millimeter. Pre-detailed and everything else, like it's pretty clean and crisp. I really do enjoy that. But if you can see off to the side here and up here, there's the two additional pieces that you can put on there. So you got a coffee cup, and then you got a bottle of sorts down there. I'm like, that's freaking fantastic that they think of like these little things that you can add on to bases just to sort of be like little scatter pieces and everything else.
I think
like,
Baron Zemo might need some Starbucks.
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing for the coffee cup. I put a coffee cup on, I think, Captain America's base when I was building him. But even the smaller sprues, they even have them too off to the side. So they come in, this is a 4-pack. And then comes with the 2 additional coffee cups. So you get like 6 little pieces of terrain like that. Not including like if there's like Spider-Man's on like a rock with a stuff right there. So what do we pull out next? Well, top of the car.
I like that car.
Yeah. So there's 2 different packages here for the car. So you got the top of the car right there, like so. You can see all the details. It's actually pretty good. Like, you know what I mean? Like for a single piece. Like I don't mind that at all.
It's a decent little Hydra hatchback.
Yeah, Hydra hatch.
And I imagine they come to the fight in that car, and then they all pile out.
Sort of like a clown car. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's the first little bit there, but then the second sprue for the car actually has like all your tires and stuff like that. So this is something else that I really like. Attention to detail as well is that your terrain pieces all have a number associated with the size of the item. So in a different game, you would have to assign the terrain pieces, sizes and stuff like that. Where in this game, if you're using strictly Atomic Mass Miniatures products, they will have the number of the size of the terrain underneath it.
That's great. And then even if you're using third party, you can use that as a baseline.
That's right. So it's already predetermined for you. So like it just sort of streamlines the terrain that much more. You know what I mean? But you have like a little taxi sign up here as well, which is fantastic. You'll see that I've used that on another one. I'll let you do the pleasure. You got another big box of terrain here.
So we have a bunch of pieces in here.
Yep.
Here's some lamppost stands, some access hatches and plinths.
Nope, these are all actually the same. So these
this is all from the same. There's the bases of these.
So this is your crosswalk sign for the for the street street lights, and then you have your lamppost here. And so they're really super easy because there's only one way to actually get these to work. And so you can't really mess it up, you know what I mean? You test it out and and there's
a little indicator on this one that will only fit this one.
That's right. And then same with this one, it just fits on the top on the top of it there. I'm super excited to try building this. I haven't done it yet, but it's a Daily Bugle building. So it's a newsstand. So you got that's 2 of the walls there, and then you have like the roof. You also have like a cash register and the sign as well here.
Oh, cool little insert.
Yeah, and then you also have like extra stuff like the garbage can. You know what I mean? So like that's a cool little piece. You know what I mean?
Green stuff
Just-
and Oscar the Grouch in there.
I would love to see that. These are doors to the newsstand as well. So and wall sections. And then I don't know. That's the bottom base.
So if you want to throw the newspaper stand, it is a size 3 item.
Yep. Yeah. Up next. We got the
Got
dice.
some custom dice.
Yeah, man, custom dice. I've said this before. I'm not a fan of custom dice. I think you and I have had this conversation before. But at the same time, I understand why they did this with this game. So it does add a dynamic addition to it as well because of the criticals and stuff like that. So the 8-sided dice, or die. It's an 8-sided die. So there's
Two blanks.
2 blanks, 2 critical, 1 critical, 1 wild, 2 hits, and then the failure is a skull. So you got the skull there is your failure. Okay. And then you have a block on there, which is the shield. And then you have the blank. You have the critical, which is the exclamation mark. And then the wild is like
The swirl?
swirl symbol.
Where'd you go?
Right
you
there.
go, swirl.
So that is the 8-sided dice. You get 10 of those in the game. You probably can make do if you're splitting this box and you're playing against an opponent with this box, like 5 models a piece type thing. You'll probably be able to make do with the 10 dice that you have. But they're eventually going to come out with dice, I think, on the side as well. I think that's coming up in the near future.
Oh,
Whether
yeah,
it's like
interim.
wave 1 or 2, you know what I mean? So
You could always just use a D8 and assign values.
that's right. That's right. When we did our test game, that's what we did. So these are all the different cards. So these are your, I think they're called crisis protocol cards. Basically, your scenario cards. At the top, you have like the point limit for each of them. You'll see that all 6 of them are 17 in this. So no matter what.
So that's the full box
That's
set?
a full box set, yeah, 17 points. But it will change based off of the other ones that come out. And so basically, in each of the games, you're gonna have your opponent will have 3 of secure and 3 of the extraction style crisis protocols.
Red and blue.
And you shuffle the 3 that you have, and then you draw 2, and then you get to choose one of the 2 that you drew, and then your opponent does the other one, and then whoever has priority when setting up will choose the point value of the game, and then those are the 2 objectives for the game, and you both are playing for both of them. So these are basically like little tactics cards. Basically, I cannot remember what they're called off the top of my head, whether it's like power cards or anything like that. But yeah, so you'll see that some will be unaffiliated, so they can be used by any. Then there will be other ones that are affiliated, like the Cabal, which we'll get into that here shortly as we go through all the cards and everything as well. Avengers, obviously, because it is Cabal and Avengers in the core box.
No Hydra assemble.
No, just Avengers assemble. This one is amazing for Ultron. So if Ultron dies and he has 8 power on him, you can play this card, and then he comes back.
So technically Ultron assemble.
Yes, yeah, he reassembles after being obliterated. So yeah, that's those are those cards there. Quickly go through there. There's a few more.
There are a lot of them.
There is quite a few actually. And you get 5. You can choose 5 to take with you. And then these are the maps,
Deployment
basically.
cards.
So in each of the crisis cards, it will tell you what map you would set up everything on, and then you'll go from there. So the board is a 3x3 board, so it's super fun. I know my mat right now is a 4x4 mat, but you would just play within 6 inches. These are the affiliation cards. So how affiliation works in this game is if half of your team, I should say your force, because when you play a standard size game, you come with 10 models that you can choose from. And then you pick 5 models to be like your force that you're actually going to play with. It could be any model that you own. You can mix good with evil, you can be pure good, pure evil, whatever you want to do. If half of the models that you take to the force, or in your force, are from this affiliation. So, for example, Avengers, you got Black Widow, Captain America, Iron Man, Captain Marvel, Hulk, Thor, Black Panther, Vision. They gain the leadership bonus, and it will show you here who has a leadership bonus. So Captain America on his card will have a leadership bonus, and that's how you get it, is by taking half of your force from that list. And the same with the flip side as well. which is
Oh, these are double-sided.
double-sided, yeah. So that's the Cabal. So you have Red Skull, who has the leadership ability, Baron Zemo, Ultron, Crossbones, Killmonger, Loki, God of Mischief, and MODOK. So I'm super excited for some of those. So those are the cards. Last but not least, oh man, I still want to play this game right now.
Some gauges.
Yeah, gauges. That is it. So sneaky thing is when you open up this box, you'll find that the measuring gauges are inside this, as well as the tops of the cars are inside this. I'm just gonna move this box because we don't need this box anymore. We got the measuring gauges. Measuring gauges and movement templates. So you have, I'll just set them up here. You have 5 different measuring gauges. Well, technically 4, but the 5th one is basically holding them any of them sideways. So you have, let me see if I can get all these guys on here. There we go. So you have your measuring stick here, or gauge. Yeah, that's range 2, which is technically 3 inches. And then range 3 is 6 inches, range 4 is 8, and then 5 is 10. So that's how you would like check things on for various things, right?
Nice.
Like range of your attacks and stuff along those lines.
Movement gauges.
These are your movement. Oops, knocking
Legion
things around.
style.
Yeah, so we'll move those off here. We're gotta hold these up here. Where are they? Need the long one.
There's medium.
Yeah.
Small.
It's cool because each one is different, like in the sense that
They have unique backgrounds.
they have exactly. So you got
So small would be a dude running.
yep, and it's cool because like I liked. Okay, so when I first saw this style of movement was with Star Wars Legion, and I liked it because like for squads it was super easy. You move one guy, then everybody else just sort of
it
falls in
saves a lot
line.
of time, I find.
Yeah, so that's the medium, which is just like a leaping guy there. So, but yeah, so that's the medium, and then the long. I don't think these actually have like a size to them per se. Like I don't think they have like a standard
like a measurable size.
Yeah. Well, they're measurable, but it's not like a standard like
It doesn't go evenly.
no,
into a nice.
because like that's 8 inches. Yeah, so it's like
7
and a
and
bit,
a
maybe.
quarter.
Yeah, and like that's
Captain Marvel
3
zipping off to work.
inches. Yeah, so that's basically the contents of the box.
Are you gonna paint those gauges too?
In time, but I think the most important thing is the terrain and the models themselves. So I think in time I will do that. I saw some online from Atomic Mass Games. They're streaming and stuff like that. They have theirs. They had their demo set painted up, and like they did these like black, like for the raised areas, and the other areas were like a vibrant color based off of like energy shots and stuff
Nice.
like that. And I'm like, it was really, really sharp. I cannot remember who painted them. I know they made mention of it, but yeah, those are fantastic. So that there is the contents minus the stuff that I've already built.
Now, do we want to see the built stuff?
Oh,
So
I'm definitely gonna grab
an idea of how it looks when it's off the sprue.
Yeah, man. Ah, dropping a car. I guess car being smashed wouldn't be good. All right, so here's the taxi. That's what the car looks like once it's all built. And again, the size is on the bottom as we showed you with the other ones. So, yeah, somewhere around there. And then there's 2 garbage dumpsters right here. And again, they have the logo there, which is fantastic. I guess you could probably have it with the lid open, but I just did it so you could stand models on top and everything else. But yeah, so that's what 2 dumpsters, like I said, so both there. Street lights, you have 2 street lights, as you saw the other ones on sprue. Like it even comes down to like the little details on like the floral sort of design pattern at the base of it. I'm like, that's pretty cool. So, and then your
Traffic
lights, yeah. I say in street lights, but it's traffic lights, yeah. Man, they're crosswalk and everything else. So it's fantastic. I love it. And like, if you really want to go like have fun with it, you could do like a you know how at the different traffic lights it has like bus stops and like the times. You could like print out like something on there and put it on there, attach it sort of like a
I want
sign.
you to freehand it.
Oh no, no! I'll just print it and print it out, and then add some like Mod Podge or whatever, and go from there. All right, so those are some of the train pieces that I built today. Up next, though. This is the I guess the team of the hour. So let's start. Who do you want to start with?
Let's start with the leader, of course.
Okay. So Captain America. It's a fantastic little sculpt. I love it. The shield there is great. I don't know. I actually like. I think it's great. So they definitely are bulkier than what I was thinking that they were going to become on focus there. But like you can see on the back of his base there, closest to the camera, that I put like a little coffee cup down there.
Yeah, see, now that makes me disappointed in Captain America that he walked by litter and he didn't pick it up.
He's in the middle of combat though. Like he's throwing his shield,
but knowing
right?
Cap, he would probably like,
hold on a second.
Pick it up and then recycle it.
The all-American hero. But yeah, like it's awesome. So like for the shield, it just inserted into the arm piece there, and then you inserted the shoulder pauldron on there, and then then attached it into the core body. Is like super easy to put together. I think in an hour, I gotta take a little piece of plastic off there still. I think in an hour and a half, I built all this terrain in 5 of the actual models.
That's really nice, and no noticeable gaps either.
There was a tiny one, and I'll show you in a second. And it could have just been how I built it. I could have made a mistake, but I just filled it with green stuff, and it works fine.
Being made from hips, how were mold lines to deal with? A little easier?
I actually didn't find I didn't take a knife and scrape mold lines off these, and I didn't find any flash.
So this is
models.
just off of sprue.
Off a sprue, clipped out, and away I go.
Some pretty good casting.
So like that's fantastic. So Black Widow there, and again all these bases, I love how they're like designed, like how they're themed, and like you have I think 5 or 6 different variants in the box. So like it's pretty cool to see that. So she's standing on like a sewer grate or something like that. So hatch. You got Captain Marvel, yeah, and like that's pretty cool. Like I don't know, there's some poses that I really like. So like as an example, like I do like Captain Marvel's pose, pretty dynamic. I think. I think Captain America is fantastic. It really captures him like throwing his shield, right? Like it's fantastic. You got Iron Man. Well, he's doing what Iron Man does. It's blasting. I would probably have to say out of the 5 that I built, he's probably my least favorite pose because it's not as dynamic as the others.
Looking very authoritarian and Tony Stark.
That's right. Yeah. But my favorite, I think, pose is Spider-Man. I think they captured Spider-Man's pose fantastically.
Like slightly defying gravity.
That's right.
He's like pushed out from the side there.
Yeah.
That's great.
I think they've captured Spider-Man's pose fantastically.
Gives a sense of athleticism, gives a sense that he's like clinging to those
wall
feet.
a wall crawler.
That's really nice.
So this is where the green stuff is. I don't know if you can see. There's like a tiny gap.
Oh, between the arm and the shoulder.
That's right. But it's where all the webbing was, so I filled it and pushed it in, and so now hopefully it'll just be like the rest of the black
easy to
lines,
follow the natural lines.
Yeah, and it'll be like part of the webbing is what I'm hoping for, right? I could have filled it in a little bit more, but knowing my luck or lack of skill, I should say, I would probably fill up too much and I'd lose the other details around there, which I didn't want. So I'm thinking just by having a slight recess there, it'll sort of be like the rest of the webs. In the area, and I'll just have like the black lines and stuff. But yeah, probably my favorite sculpt.
It's pretty dynamic.
Yeah, that's why. You know what I mean? Like just him standing off the side of the I-beam and the rock and that. I'm like, that is fantastic.
And the fact that they got the detail of the webbing on there, so you can just kind of relegate that to a wash and not have to
black wash over a red. Yeah, black wash over red is what I'm thinking. Then re-highlight the wash. Yeah. So. I know some people were asking online. I have some terrain here. You can see it sort of like over here. It's the Marytown O-gauge terrain, model railroad terrain and stuff like that. Do you want to throw... Let's do Iron Man, because he's the one that's standing upright. So
let's put him next to a door.
Yeah, so you can sort of see him back there. That's the scale. Maybe I should get a little bit closer. I don't know.
Let's go
here, let's move...
Let's side. We could just bring
a building up. So
we can do that. That's a thing
that's probably easier. There we go. So you got a couple of hitting the stand again.
We're professionals, honest.
Yes, I am not. I have fun with this. So that's the scale of these models and like car to this Ameritown terrain pieces. People in the Marvel Crisis Protocol Facebook group, when I shared some of these things, were asking about it. All these buildings were already like, they come pre-painted basically, like the colored plastic, and then they have the inserts for like all the windows and stuff like that. So I'm like, yeah, made a pretty good house, you know what I mean, for very little, excuse me,
When you
very
don't have
little
time to fully paint all
That's
your
right.
terrain.
You know, kids and work and everything else getting in the way. So that's the scale of those buildings. So
Compare this to these other cars as
yeah,
well.
well, it works.
And knocking things out.
That's okay. It works. They actually match, I think, pretty well, because that would be like a small sedan where a cop car is a little bit bigger, right? So, and I think I got this from like Walmart for like $5. I don't know like scale of it. Like, is it 1/35th or 143? The scale is 143. I don't know if you guys can see that there. Yeah, there you go. So the scale, if you're looking, it's about 143 if you're looking for like die-cast cars. If you don't like the shine on them, just, I guess, varnish them.
Matte spray.
Matte spray, right? So, and the scale works, I think, really well with models and everything else. I have other scattered terrain around here. Like, I have a friend that made these trees, and they're meant for another system that I play religiously, or regularly, not religiously.
Well, it may be. I think it's
No, no, I did name my daughter after one of the
Tolkien.
characters. Yes. So like the trees aren't quite to scale, but you can find trees anywhere basically. But it does its trick. So I think I'm really excited for this. So shall we wrap this section up? Discuss
Yeah,
a
so
little
I
bit more?
can build some guys and we can fight.
Yeah. All right, we'll come back, wrap up this little unboxing and review, and we'll have some fun building for the rest of the night. So, guys, we are back. It's like you just saw us a second ago, maybe like half an hour ago.
Yeah,
if you watched the entire
saw our
video.
hands.
Yeah. Ian, what is your thoughts on Marvel Crisis Protocol from initial unboxing and looking at everything built and unbuilt?
I am stoked to dig into it, and I'm really excited to paint it. I think having a bit more canvas to work with the larger scale miniatures should be a good thing.
Yeah.
Can get some really nice detail in there.
Absolutely.
Can play with some nice techniques.
And like
Ultron is going to be great for like reflected light and maybe some object source lighting.
I'm glad you're doing that, because like I wouldn't be able to do it all.
We should sit down and do it together. You could do Iron Man, and I'll do Ultron, and we'll work on like object source light.
Deal. I'm down all day. We can teach me, oh wise one.
Not wise.
So I completely agree with you. The size of the scale of these guys, fantastic. It does give you that much more playroom when painting that. But on the flip side, because they're comic book characters, they don't have like, you know, like some miniatures have like vast number of colors and like all this stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so like Iron Man is gonna have like 3 or 4 colors.
They
you know
have
what I mean? It's
bold,
limited.
iconic areas of color, and
Yeah.
I think it's going to speed up the painting process
That's
a little
right.
bit.
That's
and
right.
well, even not necessarily speed it up, because you can still take your time, but you can, if you want to get them done quickly, you can, or you can finesse it a bit more, try new techniques in those large areas.
And I think it's just like the colors are going to be limited. Like Spider-Man is red and blue. Yes, you're going to use various shades and that of reds and blues for highlights and everything, but like it's red and blue. You know what I mean, with some white and black.
Not to say you have to go with that scheme, because all of these characters have had multiple color schemes over their lifetimes.
Black suit Spider-Man. Oh my goodness. Venom is coming out. Like he's coming out Wave 2 in December, and like I'm like I love Venom. Like I'm reading the Venom verse right now, and so like I have the Marvel app on my phone where it has like 25,000 plus comics, and so I've started reading that the Venom verse saga like in its entirety. So just as an excitement for this. But yeah, so Venom is coming out, and so that would be actually kind of fun if I get another starter set to do like a black Spider-Man. Now, some really cool things that we haven't touched on gameplay wise. There's a few different modes of gameplay. And what I like about this game is that I can play you versus me, but they also have things called raids. Raids are where you have like a big baddie, which if anybody's been watching and paying attention, they just announced Thanos. And like it's like two players team up with a full team up against this one model or one, like, you know, whoever the big baddie is. Maybe they have people, maybe not, I don't know. And like they've sort of been alluding to a little bit of stuff about it, but like not going into detail, the Atomic Mass Games and the guys there. So it's like, I want to play a raid. I'm like, that just sounds so cool to be like, okay, Avengers assemble, let's go get Thanos with the Infinity.
Put our differences aside, because now we have a cosmic threat.
That's right. But and like for people that are used to like a tournament scene, so like myself, I play other systems, and I play in tournaments for other systems. This here is more about building community. So like they have an event that's coming up called the Initiation Event, which is like a 3-part event where it's like each week is a different, like you play your games and stuff like that, sure, but it's like it's all about building that community. So like building up the core box set and then getting them all painted, and like each week it's like your games introduce like a little bit more like a slow grow league type thing.
So there's kind of like as much of a narrative element to this game as there is to a competitive element.
Yeah. Well, and actually I would say that there's more of a narrative and more of a community-based element.
Which makes sense for the source material, right?
That's
because this is growing out of stories.
That's right. And so like it's fantastic. And like the tactics cards, not tactics cards, whatever they're called. Can't remember, I'm sorry, but they are all like the narrative scenes, like, you know, in like the different comic book stills, you know, where it's like, you know, you have one that is what is the ricochet shot, where it's if Iron Man's within a certain distance of Captain America, you can shoot his photon blasters off the shield and ricochet them into somebody else.
So each one of those cards is essentially like a splash page.
That's right.
Comic.
That's right. So like that just adds to it. It's like such a cool thing. Plus, I love Marvel. You can look over my shoulder right now and you can see a bunch of stuff in the background.
You're wearing some Spider-Man gear.
I am watching
Deadpool and Cats.
I do love, yeah. Marvel is like one of my favorites. So like, I played a game years ago, probably like 3 years ago, and then abruptly came to an end. And I it's like a piece of my gaming, like, you know what I mean? Like, I could have played, but it's just you weren't getting anything new, wasn't supported.
Yeah.
And now Atomic Mass Games has the rights to the Marvel Miniatures games, and
it is nice to have it back on the table.
Oh man, Marvel Crisis Protocol. It is where it's going to be at for me for the next little while. I'm stoked, just stoked. I can't say enough good things about it. Monthly releases too. Did I tell you that? Monthly releases, yeah. So they have, I think, right now 4 or 5 different phases of things that or waves, I should say, of miniatures that have been lined up.
You can jump in with like the starter box, and you're not going to have to wait too long for additional content.
No. So wave 1 is a starter box, Hulk and MODOK, as well as Matt's terrain set and dice, I think. Okay. Wave 2 is Killmonger, Black Panther, Ahsoka? No, what is her name? Okai? What is the defender to Black Panther? Okoye, there you go, thank you. And Shuri?
Yes, his sister?
Yeah. As well as Venom, so that's wave 2. Wave 3, I'm pretty sure is, so January, I think, is going to be like, you got the Asgardians, so you got Thor, you got Valkyrie, you got Loki and Hela, I think.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Eventually, they already showed models.
Have they showed models for Hela? Because like, is it like classic Kirby style?
I'm not sure what classic style, like the big black horns,
the
massive
green headdress.
Yeah. Yes. And then they have the Guardians of the Galaxy lined up. They have Spider-Gwen. They have Miles Morales, Spider-Man. They have Falcon and Winter Soldier, or is it Vision and Winter Soldier? But they have models for all those guys lined up in that too in future releases.
So dudes are coming.
Oh, absolutely, it's growing.
The roster
and different affiliations too, because you also have like Proxima Midnight and Corvus Glaive, I think is his wife or husband's name. So like you're getting like the dark powers of like the the evil side of like the space sort of interstellar creatures and that, as well as the Guardians of the Galaxy, right? And
nice. Atomic Mass, if you are watching, if you could bring back Marvel Knights from the mid-90s, that would be fantastic. Get some Morbius in there.
Oh my goodness.
Get some Blade.
Blade, Morbius.
I just want a really sweet Ghost Rider.
I would love Ghost Rider. So my 3 favorite characters, that's a toss-up actually. That's hard. Okay, some of my favorite characters. Wolverine. which I'm not even gonna go into like bring it out or anything like this. I'm just gonna see whether they bring it because I'm gonna buy it all anyway.
We're Canadian. We need Wolverine. We need more representation.
We need our 5'3" Canuck. But
give us Puck.
Yeah, Puck would be fun actually too. But yeah, like I want Punisher, I want Ghost Rider, and I want Wolverine. Those are like the three that like I love, always have loved them. Deadpool's fun, but yeah, those are my three. I hopefully will eventually see. So in due time. So, well, I think that's it, dude. I think that's a good unboxing and review.
I'm excited.
I couldn't even restrain myself and not build some stuff today. So I am clearly excited. So I think up next we'll have to build them. Well, finish building. And then get some games in very soon after the painting. I think what we should do is almost do like small scale games. Yeah, you know what I mean? And build up to a full 17 power or point limit game and go from there. And introduce like a little bit here and there over time. I think that's what we should do. Yeah?
Sounds good.
All right. Well, guys, thank you for watching. We are back with, another World War Marvel. It's been some time. So it's great. Atomic Mass Games, thank you for the review copy of Marvel Crisis Protocols. It is in good hands, I think, with this company. I think they are doing well with it. I look forward to what the future has in store. It's going to be one of my favorite games, hands down. Know it already. Stoked. Guys, thank you for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, ignite your hobby.